Lynn's there? There you go.
So we're a little bit behind, so we want to get started and honor your time. And first of all, say welcome. Thank you all for being here tonight. We always get excited. Mark and I have been doing this together for, we think, about 9 years now. And we just get really excited about this evening because it kicks things off and it gets the students engaged so that you know what to expect, and parents you as well. So it's a very unique program, not a typical high school program. So with that, I'm Irene Kelly. I am, Prisma LLC is my business, and I'm a consultant, and I do quite a bit of work in mentoring and helping people connect with in the career world. I'm a leadership and academic coach. It's my primary business, but this is one of the projects that I work on, and I really love it. So it's wonderful to see the students tonight. We'll see a lot of nerves and a lot of nervousness, and then when we get together in May, we'll see all different students. They're like different people, so it's really, really fun. And if you read any of the comments in the back, you'll see that's an example of what we're talking about tonight. So with that, I think you most know where the restrooms are out down this way, down the hallway. And parents will be releasing you, be inviting you to leave by 7 o'clock. And then we have pizza coming for the students, and we're going to do some activities with the students to get them kicked into gear with working in this program.
And some salad. And Costco cookies. Have you mentioned the Costco cookies? And I introduced myself, I think, to the majority of you as you came here. I'm Mark Anderson. I teach at the high school. And I apologize. I was gonna jump in. I've been teaching here for this, I think, my 11th year. I've been teaching for 18 years together. I was at St. Louis Park my first 7 years. My main core classes is the TDMP class. I teach the AP Microeconomics. I teach the marketing class. And my other part of my job is the Career Technology Education Coordinator, which to those on the outside of my realm basically means that I do different things to help students become more college and career ready. So this program fits exactly into that kind of facet. So love what I do. I even though I teach business, the beautiful thing about this is that I'm a business teacher, business and marketing. I have a business background. I was in banking for a couple years before I got into teaching. But the nice thing is I think only the 8 or 9 years we've done this, probably only had maybe 5 kids that have done business. So it doesn't, just because I'm a business teacher and we have people who, when I'm in the business marketing department, we have a lot of people in medicine and engineering and education and in a wide variety of different kind of things. We'll share some of the exotic ones, careers. Yeah, one person came through and wanted to be learn about exotic animals in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And so we'll tell the story later on about how we actually, that connection was made in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And their person was able to get a mentorship. So we are excited for this program to start again because it's always the nerves for apprehension for you because this is so unknown for what this is. It's a different kind of program, different kind of class. So the goal today is for you to understand more about what this program is. And I want to make sure that everyone, before you leave today, you have your questions answered. So if you do have some questions that come up, maybe jot them down. If feel free to ask questions throughout. You don't need to put your hand up, even though this is school. And just shoot some questions out now, or else at the very end when we kind of pause, parents, when the pizza's coming, if you want to have some more one-on-one time to ask some more individualized questions, we certainly can do that as well. So that's what this night is for, because this is a different kind of a program, a unique program that Irene will share more about now. So.
Okay. So a few other housekeeping things. I think students, most of you filled out your contact information, but if you didn't, did anybody not pass this out? Okay, if you would fill that out for us. It's clear what's on there. And the email address that you're going to use, and if anybody has put their school address, we want the email address that you're going to use with potential mentors and people in your network, so that we're connecting with you in the same way that others in the outside are. And then parents, you each have an index card, and there's some additional in the middle. If you would just put on that index card your name, email, and phone number, and a little bit later on we're going to ask you for some additional information, and we'll collect those before you leave.
No money, but
no.
Just information.
And I do want to say, students especially, email is going to be the primary way that we communicate with you. So again, unlike your other classes where you get maybe handouts or you get things in other electronic ways, perhaps even, email is going to be our primary method of communication. So we really do need you to get in the habit of checking email. And I know for students, email is like a dinosaur now because there's so many other technologies. But in the business world or the organizational world, whatever your career field would be, that's still the primary way that people communicate for the most part. There is an advance toward texting and so forth, but we're just not there yet. So email is the primary communication tool. And so we want you to check that. We also want you to make sure that you have an appropriate email address. So if you have something like, chickstick25@gmail.com, you're gonna wanna set up a different email address, because you don't wanna put that out to your potential mentors and so forth. You want something that's got a more professional tone. Many people use their name. Some people are hesitant of that because of identity issues. So figure out something that's appropriate, and certainly check with us if you have questions about that, because we can help you create that new address if you need.
I'm gonna ask you to take one half step towards me so we get more of the view.
Shoulder to shoulder. The agreements, the training
Yep.
agreements, we'll do that later? Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. So a little bit about the schedule. So from a school perspective, class will start on Tuesday, January 27th. And for the first 2 weeks, you will have class in the classroom every day. After that, we'll only meet 3 times a week in the classroom. The other 2 days we call virtual days. They're not free days. They're not days meant to do nothing. But they're days where you can make phone calls to connect with people that you want to approach about informational interviews, potentially about a mentor. So it gives you the time then to do those kinds of things. There's some research that we'll be asking you to do on those days. So there is work to be done on those days, but you won't meet in the classroom with us. Questions about that? Okay. So the schedule will be.
The one thing I'll mention with that, juniors, any juniors, can you put your hands up? Remind me when we get started that I will get passes for you. So on the virtual days, if you have a job, if you have an information interview, if you need to leave campus for some reason, so you guys, the juniors, have a special pass from the TDMP that excuses you during that 4th period class. So that'll be for, we have to do one for 3rd term, then one for 4th term then as well. So with all the different things, I try to have that on my to-do list before class begins, but you won't need it for the first couple weeks, so hopefully you'll remember before I do, before you try to get out of the building and they say, you can't because you're a junior, then you'll come and find me, and then it's kind of behind the 8 ball. So we'll get you set up for that.
So that schedule for about the first 6 weeks is just that. It's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday class in the classroom. Wednesday, Friday, virtual days, and again, there'll be assignments and time for you to do things on those days. And then once we get to about that 6-week point, we'll only be meeting once a week. So we'll only meet on Mondays then. And then the rest of the week, we'll anticipate that you're gonna be doing informational interviews, and by April 1st is our goal for everybody to have a mentor. And at that point, you'll be out with your mentor on those other 4 days. Or you may be with your mentor on a Saturday, and you might not have anything to do on a Thursday, okay? So you'll be working your schedule out, but the schedule will be flexible and variable. Also, just a tip about weather. If school is canceled, TDMP is canceled. But once you're with your mentor, that's a different situation. If you've agreed to go to your mentor's site and there's a snow day at school, you need to connect with your mentor. So you may not end up going because of that weather factor, but you definitely need to make that connection. You just don't assume that they think because you don't have school, you don't come to your mentor assignment, okay?
And that's one of the professionalism pieces that we'll talk about. One of the different goals also for the program is to have you leave with a little bit more professionalism, enhance your professionalism than what you may already have right now. And so we'll be talking about those different kind of simple tips to give you throughout. And when we talk about the grading process for this, that's where it kind of comes in with the grading process. We treat this class more like a business. And so it's not just like a regular kind of class. It's more like a business where we do performance reviews and performance evaluations. We just don't have like daily assignments where you're getting a checkoff or points. This isn't a course where we're having tests and things like that. The test is how well, can you use your networking, get some connections, and make the information interviews, and can you be a really independent learner, and things of that nature. So we'll hit that a little bit more later on.
Yep. So at this point, we'd like to do some introductions. So students, I would invite you, there's a pile of images in the middle of the table, so just take a moment and look at those images and pick one that speaks to you about what caused you to sign up for TDMP. Why did you make the choice to enroll in this program rather than another regular high school class? And you're going to use that in your introduction.